Hello, everybody. Welcome to What It Is to Be Human. And we are like basically take two. We had started a minute ago. So, Anda, can you please say again what you just said? It was
Um,
brilliant and genius, and I want everyone to hear it.
I even don't remember. Right, what it is to be a human, conscious human in a times of change. Um, that's not first time and it's ongoing thing like for many years already, but it's still going on. It will go on. The energies are just crazy. And the consciousness in a collective is opening. And we need to remind ourselves regularly. I need to stay grounded. For those who is up there, for those who is too much on earth, they need to start remind themselves, open mind more,
Right.
because those energies are coming. So obviously there is plenty enough anchors already on earth who is receiving those energies and giving it out into the electromagnetic field, and everyone is receiving who is not receiving straight away. So um yeah, that opening is happening. And I think if somebody thinks about going back to be a regular human like it used to be even just 5 years ago, darling, forget about it. Not happening. That's it.
It's not happening.
Finish. No, not happening. I'm not saying that everyone literally now has to be like super advanced spiritual guru or yoga teacher or whatever. Need to like sit down for an hour meditation every day. No, 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 no. That I don't mean that. We still can live our lives, but that openness and everything that is going on. Obviously, there is a lot of still old tools are being used, like direct attention, different directions and all that stuff. And also people are seeing a lot. But there is also like on a smaller levels when we can start to see in our lives, where is the illusions a lot,
Yes. And I
how to
think
deal with
also you're
them.
seeing what, when you start to see that you're doing this, have you guys gotten to where you're like thinking something and then all of a sudden it shows up?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's
That's
happening
proof.
more, for
It's
sure.
proof that you are the algorithm.
Hmm.
You are your own algorithm. I've been saying this for like years that you create your own algorithm because I've seen people go completely against the grain of best practices and and the thing they're doing works. Why does it work? Because they've decided it's going to work. They
Exactly.
just decided this is what I'm doing and it's working.
Hmm.
They didn't believe it. They didn't try to twist and turn and pretend that their, limitations weren't there, but they overarchingly made a choice. And when you make a powerful choice as a human, you create your reality. When you make
Yes.
passive, asleep choices, like being complicit with things and not taking initiative, you're still creating your reality. But you start to see, like, I noticed I was thinking of something and never even said it out loud, and it showed up on my phone. So it's not all, you know what I'm saying? It's not all like, oh, I'm saying it, they're hearing me and it's happening. No, it's like I'm doing that because what you think of is what you bring to you. It's part of the equation. Is that what you mean, Anda? Is that what you're talking about? Like,
Yes. Yes. And you know that taking responsibility and let's say mental hygiene as well, and taking responsibility about if I'm a creator, what I'm creating. I'm not saying that we need to take straight away responsibility for mass murderers or other bad people behaviors. Everyone has their own responsibilities of actions and things like this. But what we are thinking, we are feeding into the collective,
Hmm.
right? And yeah, I think if we would work really as a team and not pay attention that much to the bad things. We need to acknowledge them and we need to know what's going on. But like consciously start feeding into the collective good things, not just I will fight evil that's in place that needs to be there as in dual world, but yeah, to start feeding good things.
Yeah, to actively create the good things. Lori, what are you creating right lately?
So I'm creating my sales call flow.
Your sales call what?
My sales call flow. So like the whole
Hello.
process. Because I know that was one of my weaknesses for a long time was like getting on a call and like what am I gonna say and like all of that stuff. And it's like, and I took so many courses on all of this, on sales, on like how to be better at it and like what to say. And I don't want to have that feeling anymore of like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna say? And so I want to know that going into a call that I know what I'm gonna say. And so that's really as I cleaned up like all of my call booking links and I cleaned up like the questions that I ask people before they get on a call with me. And I've gotten really clear about what that flow looks like. Because before, when I didn't, every time I would get on a call with somebody, if I didn't know where it was heading, I was still in that place of, oh my gosh, like, what do I say? And then, um,
Yeah.
so just, it's not a case of like, because I'm like, well, I'm not doing anything when I'm visualizing the sales call flow. I'm not actually like talking to people or creating content or anything. But I realize I need to do that visualization before I do calls
Yeah.
because it's like you have to do it mentally before you can actually go do it. So it has to be like, okay, like this is what it's going to be so that you're not in like, oh my gosh, what do I say now? And then
Yeah, it's like an athlete. Athletes all visualize before they take that shot, over and over and over again in their mind. They're doing the reps before they actually do it in physical life. Very cool. Good. Beck, how about you? What are you creating right now?
I was just going to say, when you said you cleaned up your questions on your sales call, I will say that I have not you. I have not booked sales calls because when I clicked on the link, it asked me questions, and I'm like, I don't want to answer these questions. Like, these are too, like, so I just wouldn't even book a sales call because I'm like, you're asking me questions I do not want to answer to have a sales call. They were too complicated. Like, it was just like,
I do,
no.
I do think that there's some people that do that, right? They have these questions and because they don't want to go in blind. I think the reason I don't do that is because I was trained, like ICF certified coaching is about the client has the agenda
Yeah.
always. Like the coach doesn't have the agenda. It's antithetical to like online coaching where the coach is the guru person.
Yeah.
True coaching in the ICF theory is that the client always sets the agenda. So I would
Yeah.
never ask any questions ahead of time and just live in that coaching moment of, that's part of being human. It's just to be present with the person and to
Hmm.
know where they're at. They don't even need to know where they are in your flow. Like, oh, they're talking about this. You can identify, okay, at this point, the next step for me to do would be, you need to be clear what you're doing, but the other person, if you let them drive the call and feel that they're driving the call, they respond really well to that. It's very much like coaching. It's like when I ask a very open question to a client who all of a sudden starts going, you can see they're in their mind. They go, oh, they get the aha. They go, oh, and they're making connections you have no idea about because you're not in their head. You can't know. And that's, as a coach, to me, part of being a really excellent coach is that you don't even pretend to know. The client is the professional, like, expert on their own self. You know, that's why I like coaching so much, because a real coach really doesn't pretend to be the know-it-all. They are facilitating the process. You know, like how you do with your not brain spotting, with belief coding.
It's
You
just
know,
just a facilitation, like really client's mind, client's subconscious. I'm only facilitating. I have a framework I follow. That's where I'm accredited. The framework is absolutely amazing, especially advanced when you can clear out whatever comes out. And it's just a facilitation and let that flow, but be present, witness, and to know or feel what questions need to be asked every moment.
yes,
And exactly how you say, as someone who goes, oh, and you can literally see how the neural pathways are changing, you
yeah.
know.
They go,
I was like,
and they get this look on their
wow.
face like they're seeing something. They're like, oh, and now they come up with this big connection because you help
Yeah.
facilitate it. You can do the same thing with your sales calls, Lori. It's, you have a framework, you have a structure, you know the steps that you're bringing them through, but they will bring themselves through a lot of those steps on their own, which will be far more powerful than you performing as a salesperson. Like, you know, instead, I think when you think about it, you know, being human is learning the art of influencing people and influencing yourself, you know, because you're the receiver. You're, yes, you're putting out energy, but you're receiving energy. So when you're the receiving and translating what is in the field, and then you're allowing others to powerfully show up.
I wouldn't use the word influence. That's something I really try not to do. It's hard for me, hard, but I really try. I would say, you know what I like? I like to empower my clients.
Yes,
Really
I
empower.
like that word too. I like influence only because I think when people feel like they have influence, they feel agency towards a situation and not just so passive. Maybe I'm using it wrong, but
No, maybe
when,
it's just my perception of the word
yeah.
influence.
No, I mean, listen, influence in and of itself just means to have an impact on something, right? To influence it. But to use it for evil, you know, evil influence versus good influence, right? That's when we get into like judging it and making it like a story. But just influence by itself, I've always
Yeah, like
liked that
influence, you're
word.
not really like trying to change or convince them of something that they don't believe in, which I think a lot of people think is influencing in that way. It's like, oh, I'm trying to influence you to believe this, and this is not actually what you
Like a
believe or
negative
something.
thing,
But
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I
But
like I like
I
Anda's word empower though. That makes sense, to empower them to make the choices that, you know, they influence. But that's what I'm saying. To influence yourself is a mastery level that
yeah.
is hard. I mean, it's hard to influence yourself. It's
Hmm.
easy to buy your own bullshit and to like let yourself off the hook all day long and not actually influence yourself to go motivate into doing things we don't feel comfortable doing.
Hmm.
And I was just talking about this in
Yeah.
another class. You know, it's like interesting how it the impact you make in the world is directly tied to your attention and your influence, even in just of your own self, like how you
Yeah, I
can
like the word impact
motivate
for
yourself.
sure.
Yeah. And I do think depending on what you're selling, a lot of things that I like to sell are things that will help people. Like I believe it would help people. Right? So
Mhm.
it's easy to get behind what you're selling when you're, you know that it helps people. And I think that's with coaching, it's gotten such a bad name because all of a sudden all these people call themselves a coach when they were like 20 years old and knew nothing. And they're like, I'm a life coach. It's like, you're just barely alive. What do you mean you're a life coach? It's like, you're
Or
going to tell
lately,
me,
everyone becomes a coach and healer
Ah,
and what no else. And
mhm.
yes, yes. I don't know. What's the best word for humans to use now? Where are we going to go when we're not coaching anymore?
I'm using intuitive guide. I stopped using coach because I didn't want to be seen as this mentor know-it-all that'll tell you what to do. It's not what I do. Like obviously I know how to network and grow social media, but it's not like, oh, me telling you do this, do that, do this thing, 'cause it's your business. You have to apply everything to what you do. So I'm an intuitive guide,
I
depending on
like that.
that.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beck, what do you call yourself?
I don't know. I was just sitting here thinking, what do I call myself?
I know you want to be a
Uh,
shaman.
yeah, I mean, I I guess when I give my little spill, sometimes it's like, I'm, wealth weaver because I help you, you know, on your path to prosperity, find the best way that works for you. So I don't technically call myself a coach or anything like that. I don't know yet. I'm just having conversations is my thing.
That's
It's like
that's great. Yeah.
just listening and talking, and I don't convince people. I'm like, if it's good for you, it's good for you. If it's not, I'm not. I don't pressure, I don't stress. It's like, you know, what's meant for you is for you. What's meant not is not. It's okay. I don't like get bogged down with it anymore. Like it used to stress me out, but now it's
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm not in the game of convincing people. Here we are back to the convincing.
Convincing, exactly. So, Anda, what about you? What do you call yourself?
well, paper says I'm facilitator, but I even don't know. Oh, I think I don't call myself. I'm just allow myself to be. But if I would need to put a label on, the word nurturing comes really through, and I have that nurturing gate as well, and it was really big, a eye opener for me as well. Um, what I learned later, after many people were already told me, when we do those sessions and dive deep and find the root cause, and people are, oh, I never told this anyone. And I was like sitting for a long time and thinking, why they suddenly are telling me if it's that big secret. So maybe I could call myself a nurturer or something.
It's funny
I
because
don't
see,
know.
you're a projector like me, and I've always noticed that I'm always people use me as a confidant. And my first business card said, um, coach and confidant.
But
I
it's
mean,
just
I
Yeah.
do I
because
do the same thing. I have people who come up to me and they're like, tell me their life stories. And they're like, I don't know why I just told you that, but I'm not a projector. So
Yeah.
I think you don't
Yeah.
need to be definitely a projector if you have
no.
those uh, properties within you.
Yeah.
It just, that's your natural state. That's
Yeah.
maybe the gift you can give. That's actually a gift you are giving to this world, right?
Hmm.
I know what I'm starting almost 50, I am starting realize is that I'm creating the safe space,
Hmm.
right? Because I never link any stories together with the names. Everything what is said stays there.
Hmm.
I may use some testimonies, something, but my number one, and what is like this, where the integrity comes in, my number one is the safety. And doesn't matter any laws, any GDPR guidance, it's nothing. That is empty sound for me. The soul sitting in front of me is the number one. And what is there is there. So I don't know. I don't know. I
It's
don't
something to
know.
think about. I think as you guys are, if you're watching this, you can think about how you're identifying yourself and how's that help you and how's that hold you back? Because things are changing right now.
Oh, I'm a witness. I'm a
There you
witness.
go. Yes, I witness a lot. I've often thought of myself as the great appreciator too. I'm like, I don't actually make anything, but I appreciate all the people's stuff. Like when I see art and beauty and things, like that's why I loved retail so much. There's so many beautiful things. I could just appreciate people and their energy, who they are. But it's like, in the 3D world, we don't go, well, I'm an appreciator. Like that's not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah.
Same with the witness, unless you're in the court in the jury where you're a witness. It's like people don't understand, but it's very powerful to bear witness for folks and to be a confidant or listener or healer or guide. Intuitive guide's a beautiful term, Lori. Love that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just interesting how things are changing. And I mean, I jumped through so many hoops, paid so many tens of thousands of dollars to get into, coaching with all the accreditation, all the things, right? And only to come out on the other side being like, this is all BS. Just show up and be a really good person and help others, Yeah,
Be a good
who told
human.
me who told me I had to pay for that? Like I naturally came out doing it. So, but then there's people that naturally come out doing it and they become those real culty kind of people. I had an astrologer one time tell me, he goes, your chart's perfectly set up for you to be a cult leader. I was like, great. Well, I better use that power responsibly. Anyway,
Yeah.
so thanks for coming, guys. I'm sorry, I just started cracking myself up.
I just had a
I need
sign
some
go by
more.
that said explorer. Maybe I'm an explorer.
Hey, that
And then there's
Enneagraph,
the word freedom. So I'm looking all around me because I'm sitting in my car. So I'm seeing the word freedom, explorer, money.
Yeah, I was one of the things in the Enneagram or something. I was a navigator and helping people communication and collaborate and stuff. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure, Lori, you probably have a lot of networker stuff. You and Beck both have those, and me have the 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting. Just don't get caught in the labels too much, like
Yeah.
try to rise above, try to identify what those things in you and then integrate them so much that you're like a fish in the bowl, you don't see the water. Like, to transcend beyond the label and
Yeah.
transcend into the beingness that is the thing that creates the experience for you. Like Anna being a belief coding facilitator, you just being that and just focus on you're so much that you don't even think of it as that anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well,
everybody sees it.
when it comes to the work, I follow the structure. And
Yeah, right. But
now
I
with
mean, for you
advanced
to
as
see the
well.
terms, yeah, for you to
Oh,
call
yeah, yeah,
yourself
yeah. But like, definitely it's just like, yeah, to see beyond and not to identify that much with,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right, guys. Well, mwah. We will see you next week. If you have a topic you'd like to talk about, put it below. And I'll put everyone's show notes, in the show notes below, how to get a hold of everyone you see here on the screen. We will see you next